Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we have some big news for Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're also going to be talking about Rogue Squadron and more. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's get straight into the news. We have some big character news for Obi-Wan Kenobi, but first of all on Saturday, George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy received the milestone PGA Honor Awards from Steven Spielberg, and this was at the 33rd Producers Guild Awards. In one photo that's been circulating all around the internet, we see Jon Favreau talking with Dave Filoni, and across the table George Lucas is clearly having the time of his life, and then next to Spielberg there's Kathleen Kennedy, and 2 seats beside her there's another Kathleen Kennedy.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Either this is a glitch in the Matrix or she's part of Palpatine's contingency. Well, I did a bit of research and it turns out that this lady is Kathleen Kennedy's twin sister. But all jokes aside, the main point is, it's great to see George again receiving more awards, and in his speech, he spoke about the role of a producer and what a producer should be. Some highlighted quotes include, one of the challenging things as a producer is sometimes you gotta destroy everything you've created and pick up all the pieces. But one thing he made crystal clear is that being a producer is not a solitary job, it involves collaboration, and producers never work alone. So some awesome gems of wisdom there from George. And so now guys, onto the Kenobi news. We have a major crew gift that leaked last night, and it confirms 2 things: that Princess Leia is indeed in the show as the rumours suggest, and also that she's going to be portrayed by Vivian Lyra Blair, making Star Wars Jordan Mason and Bespin Bulletin, 3 very renowned leakers in this industry, have all been saying for some time that young Princess Leia is going to be an integral part of this series. Her being in danger is the reason that Kenobi leaves Tatooine in the first place. Well, this is now confirmed, and the actress they all suspected was playing her is as well. The gift is clearly a stone of some kind, with writing on it from the young actress. It reads, "I have a good feeling about this." Well, as a Star Wars fandom, we do too, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that Kenobi is the best series of the year. She signs off her name and 2021 JT, and JT is obviously Joshua Tree, which was the working title for the show. Now next up in Obi-Wan Kenobi news, we have a new report from Making Star Wars. They've revealed a connection to Rogue One, a Star Wars story that most fans would not expect. So the other day they revealed that O'Shea Jackson Jr. would be playing a humanitarian on the planet of Jabim. Well, now they've learned more about his character. Specifically, he's going to be playing a partisan, but they clarify it's unrelated to Saw Gerrera. But the droid that we saw in the trailer is also part of this group of partisans as well, and this group is described as being dressed in very World War I style clothing. Something that Making Star Wars notes is that they're going to be using clone trooper blasters that have been modified to be more lethal. Now it makes sense that we're going to see partisans like this because the Kenobi series takes place during a time where the earliest seeds of rebellion are beginning to sprout. They say that this group by the time of Rogue One is one that becomes radicalized, paranoid and heartless. So in the time between the Kenobi series and Rogue One / A New Hope, this group changes quite a bit. But they mention that they're not sure if any Rogue One characters are going to appear. So just some clarification there. But that's not the only piece of Kenobi news we have, because Bespin Bulletin have revealed who they suspect Simone Kessell is playing. They do add the caveat that they're not 100% certain yet, so do take this with something of a grain of salt. Having said that, they believe that she will be playing Leia Organa, Leia's adoptive mother. And if this is the case, and I do say if until it's confirmed, then Rebecca Jackson Mendoza, who portrayed Leia Organa in Revenge of the Sith, is not reprising her role. Again, let's wait and see. I always thought that Simone Kessell would be an amazing 7th sister in live action. It's still possible, but it's widely believed she's going to be playing Leia Organa. And finally, in Kenobi news, E.K. Johnston, the beloved Star Wars author, has possibly hinted at a connection between the upcoming Queen's Hope and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now, this is really interesting and exciting because in spite of all of the leaks we've had, there are obviously going to be some things we do not know, and some of the folks who've picked up on this tweet are saying it can only be related to Padme. Now, Making Star Wars did say that Kenobi in one of the fights with Vader is going to mention Padme and throw the fact that she still believed in the good in Anakin in Vader's face. This could be what E.K. Johnston is referring to, but for all we know, Natalie Portman may have done some filming for flashback sequences involving Padme. It's a very small chance, but one nonetheless. E.K. Johnston clearly knows something that we don't. In either case, I do think it's essential that Padmé's presence is felt in the series, mostly related to Vader's tragedy. So now moving on to some really great news for Rogue Squadron, the next Star Wars cinematic release by Patty Jenkins that is still slated to come out in December of next year. Filming is still set to begin in summer, but now Michael Stackpole, the author of the original Rogue Squadron novel, has said that he's been in contact with Patty Jenkins and that he's excited for the upcoming movie. Now we know nothing of the plot yet. She did leave a few hints by stating it's going to be inspired by the X-Wing series of books, and we also know from Investor Day of 2020 that it will take place in a new era of storytelling. And even though there were so many rumors of delays and problems with the writing, Disney showed us their schedule last month and it's still slated for a 2023 release date. This is now backed by Michael Stackpole saying he's excited for the film and he has been in contact with Patty Jenkins. I know a lot of Star Wars fans are worried about this film, but I think it could be something refreshing. Cautious optimism is how I'm going into it. I really do not know what to expect. Is it going to be post-sequels? Is it going to be during the original trilogy timeline? We simply don't know yet. But it will be interesting to see Star Wars in the cinema again after having so many Disney Plus series. I think it's crucial for the franchise to also keep cinematic releases too. And so finally, my dear friends, some new concept art for Star Wars Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker has emerged. Now, I'm always intrigued when concept art for the sequels comes out. It is my least favourite trilogy, but I'm always fascinated about what could have been, and in this case, I must admit, the concept art seems to top what we actually got in the film, more specifically relating to Kylo Ren searching for Exegol. Early designs by concept artist John McCoy have recently been shared, and it was originally going to be a much more violent, intense sequence. In his search for the Wayfinder, there is much more Mustafar as he slashes through foes. The Dark Warrior approaches a bridge that once led to Darth Vader's castle. Imagine how epic this would have been. Then an army of soldiers comes storming at him, and in one scene, Kylo finds Darth Vader's Wayfinder in the rain. And then there is a confrontation between Kylo Ren and the Eye of the Webbish Bog. This was a spider-like being that existed on Mustafar, a nice connection to the Vader comics. And you know, just like so many other early ideas for Episode 9, I can't help but feel that The Rise of Skywalker is kind of disappointing in comparison. Having said that, we cannot take away from the concept artist himself. John McCoy did an absolutely phenomenal job with these. Each one is an absolutely amazing piece of art. But with that said, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of this Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed this one, you know what to do. Show me some love with a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a massive, massive welcome if you are. And if you want more videos not found here on YouTube while also helping to contribute to the channel, then click the link down below. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.